to Oakland is. We have an extraordinary guest with us today. Sarah Tramble is a lady that's sitting here on the front page of the Oakland Post. She refuses to get old. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I think you found the secret to the fountain of youth.
Well, I hope so.
So we call you the lady in red because that's what you look spectacular in.
Yeah, and then you guys keep me in it all the time.
Yes. Well, anyway, I want you to tell me that the secret is that you had another birthday since this piece came out.
Yeah,
Instead
just
of 96,
yesterday.
You're now, how old now?
I'm 97.
97.
That's right.
You don't look a day older, so there we go. We got to talk about the secrets today of youth that you have seemed to found that no one else has.
Well,
or
maybe
very few
maybe
people.
I found a secret fountain.
Yeah, I think you did. So
I don't
anyway,
know where I found it at, but maybe I found it.
Yeah, I think you have because you just keep on keeping on, and that's what you're supposed to do in life.
Well, yes.
Well, we'll talk about that today because I think there's a lot of people that would like to know there's nothing wrong with aging, as long as you're healthy.
Well, I will never get old.
Oh, well, right away you've
Well,
made a demand.
I mean, I think you're as old as you feel.
That's right. But in your case, you certainly don't look the age that you are. So I'm going to ask you today in this half-hour show to tell us some of your secrets.
I don't have any secrets.
You just keep on keeping
I
on.
just kept on living.
Well, that's the secret. Keep on living.
Well,
but it's the
I
attitude
guess
you
that's
carry
it.
with you while you're alive, I think.
Well, I just think when a person is alive, they should stay alive.
Exactly.
And if you want to die, then why try to stay alive?
Well, you know, I think that one of your secrets that you told me not too long ago is you keep a positive attitude. You don't even read newspapers or look at the television.
I look at the television, but I just looked at the different stuff than what you guys look after.
In other words, you don't look at anything that isn't positive.
Well, I don't know about that, but I just look at the stuff that I like to look at.
Uh-huh.
And I like to work puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to love to read, and I put lots of books together.
Mm-hmm.
I got 5 albums of history book I put together.
Well, we're going to talk about those, but before, this means that you don't read the daily newspaper.
Yes, I read it. I get it every day.
Yeah.
But I don't read it all.
I guess you bypass the horror stories then.
Well, I've never been a moviegoer.
Oh, okay.
Never. I watch few movies, but I don't watch movies too much. And I've never been listening to the storytelling things, like whatever that junk they used to watch all the time.
Well, of course, now we got The Walking Dead, so a good thing you're missing that. I suspect you wouldn't be watching that.
Well, no, I guess not.
Well, anyway, we want to talk about all the things that you have, most of all, I think, that keeps you young, which is your positive attitude. How can you keep a positive attitude when all of these things are going on around us that you and I both know about?
I've been more or less a loner all my life. Mm-hmm. I like people, but I like to be in a whole lots of people. Mm-hmm. I just like few people.
And you must like people who are positive. You don't want to be around people.
Well, I guess so, because there's so many people that likes to get old and all that stuff.
Well, the whole thing I think about, it really is a repetition that you and I talked about, that people not only read something, they go on and have a conversation about it, and it permeates our being. And I think it really is making a lot of pessimists in the country now thinking everything's gone wrong and why are we doing these things instead of trying to start a positive attitude within themselves.
Well, then, you know, I don't know, but people seem to think everything just comes natural, but it does not. Mm-hmm. I've been a person that predicted a few things in my life, and they did come true. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, one of the other things I think that you have going for you is you grow all of your own vegetables in your own garden.
Well, yes, I love to garden. I used to garden when I was down south. Mm-hmm. I had 2 lots, and I had a house on one lot and a yard on the side for the baby to play on. My the niece that I raised from 6 months old. And I had the other part at the back, the 2 lots. That was my garden. I grew everything.
Now, tell me some of the things you grow in your garden.
I grew everything: corn, beans, peas, because I had 2 whole half lots back there, back of my house. And I had a little strawberry patch. And then you see, I'm used to working in the fields. Way back when I was a child, we grew almost everything we ate.
So everything was fresh.
Peas.
Yeah.
When we grow peas, we had different types of peas. We had black-eyed peas, blue-hulled peas, crowder peas, and all that stuff.
And the point is that you didn't have, it's all organic.
Yes.
There's no pesticides in there.
But you see, way back there, you see, people don't understand now how and what we had to do back there. We had chickens, turkeys, and all of the fowl that we raised, and we had a house back there built, we call a chicken house. And then that's where we got all our fertilizer from the chicken droppings out of that little house we had back there. And then when we want to cook a chicken, we had a little thing built with a wire around it, where it was way up off the ground. And then when you get ready to cook a chicken, you say you had to clean him out. You put him in that little thing and feed him for about a month, and then you kill him and eat him.
Well, tell us about your family, starting when you were a child. Did you have sisters and brothers?
Yeah, it was 5 of us. I had 2 sisters, and
do they all have?
It was 3 sisters with me and 2 brothers.
Do they all have that youthful look? Sometimes that's in the genes, you know.
Well, I don't know. I can't tell, because I was an oddball.
Oh, in the family, you were the oddball.
Yeah. I stuck out like a sore thumb.
That's wonderful. Well, you know, you've had a fascinating life. Your mother was a very strong woman to begin with.
She was.
Yes.
You know, my mother's mother passed away when my mother was 6 weeks old.
Well, who raised her?
Her grandmama, great-grandmama, which come to the United States as a slave.
Raised her.
My great-grandmama come here as a slave. And that's who raised my mama.
I see.
And then when my mother's mother passed away, she said when they took her to the funeral, then her grandmama was there, this slave lady. And she took her from the funeral to her house, and my mother married out of her house.
Now, what happened when you came to California? What year?
1952.
And then you went to school to become a nurse.
I did.
And where did you do your profession?
At Lange College.
At Lange College. You studied there, but then you went to a hospital.
I worked at Highland Hospital 23 years.
23 years.
See, I worked there at first as a nurse's aide. Then they said then if you had a high school diploma, you could go to the college and get your nursing degree. I didn't have a diploma. But I've been a reader all my life.
Well, how did you manage to stay in that profession without getting it?
I went to the college when it was out there on Grove Street and took the GED, and I passed it the first time I took it.
That was at Merritt College.
And it was on Grove Street.
That's right, Merritt College.
And then after I took that, then I had a friend that worked, you know, nobody might not want to hear this, but I met a homosexual man worked with me at Highland Hospital, and he was the one who helped to get me school because he nursed my baby for me.
Oh, that's
I raised my brother's daughter from 6 months old. The boy that brought me today, she's his mother. But anyway, he babysat for me and let me use his car for 2 years.
My goodness.
And this is why it makes me very angry for people to talk about people when they don't know what they're talking about. Because the way I feel about it all is a person is a person. I don't care what they call them. But a person is a person. It tells me the person that they call God made everybody. Well, if he made everybody, didn't he make them too?
Well, this is what I'm thinking, that your attitude, you see, you don't go around judging people. You dislike this guy, you dislike that guy. You just live your life.
I don't dislike anybody.
And that's what I'm talking about. I think attitude has a great deal with staying young, don't you?
Well, I believe so.
Well, you know, I visited you at your lovely home. You live in a Victorian here in West Oakland. And how long have you lived there?
This is the 40th year.
All right, you have the most wonderful collection of African history I have ever seen.
And you should see what I have now. I have more.
Oh my goodness. Well, tell us a bit about how you started that and why you started it.
Well, the reason I started history was because of the boy that I with me now. I raised his mama from 6 months old, but anyway, he come to me after he finished high school, and he knew absolutely nothing about history, neither did I, because in the history, in schools, it's only just a book with nothing in it. So this is why I started making history books, because of him.
And then you've got scrapbooks and photographs of all of this.
Yes, I got 5 albums that I put together. 5. And I first started off with the things that people was doing, things like the ball players and all of that stuff. But on and on and on, when I started reading more and reading more papers and books and things, then I started to take in the clippings out. And everything that was interesting to me, I always clipped it. I have a box of clippings now, enough for another book or two, if I had time to bother with them.
Well, you know, my son Michael, you met and is doing a documentary on you.
Yes.
How did that come about?
And I've seen part of it on my television at home.
Oh, how do you like it so far?
Oh, I like it fine.
Well, now, has he finished the documentary?
No, he hasn't finished it. He's still working on it. Oh, yeah.
That's going to be wonderful, because what I like about you, you have a story to tell.
Oh, I have a story. I was telling it to those young men today, and they were all laughing about it.
Yes.
I was telling some, they just got a tip end of it.
But I think if people are smart, they will listen to what you're saying, because we're saying that hate not only is not good for you, I mean, this is the thing that makes you ill, when you carry around prejudices and
I can't afford to do that.
And what I'm saying, if they knew what that did to their human body, they wouldn't do that, because it's going to make them sick eventually.
Well, you know, one reason the black folks are like they are, it come from that slave mentality.
That's right.
Because they told me when I was little and I used to listen to everything, you could tell, well, you know, when I was little, they said nobody, we were seen and not heard.
Yeah, right.
But I was such
a
nut. I would be playing and listening too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I've always been curious.
That's good.
And I still am.
Yeah.
And I will be until I die.
Well, I think that you have been blessed in many ways, in the many ways that keep you young. You're interested in life. You never got tired of living. You looked at life as a learning experience. You know, it's when you have that kind of you're like a plant that grows. And that plant opens up and opens up and opens up, instead of dying and shriveling up.
Well, I don't understand why people think they should, when they get a certain age, they should get in a hole or a corner or whatever where they go. I don't see why they think they should get in there. It don't do anything to me but make me feel worse.
Well, in other words, you're talking about depression.
Well, guess
yeah,
so.
when people, you realize how many millions of people suffer from depression right now?
Yeah, well, when I was working at the hospital, a lady, mama got sick, and she was taking care of her.
Right.
And she didn't know what to do because she thought the mama should be in a rest home. Well, I have buried all of my people and I haven't put anybody in a rest home.
All right.
I had to go to Louisiana and get my mother. She lost her mind.
Yeah.
And then when she lost it, nobody didn't have to tell me. It just come to me in my sleep.
Right. Now, if you'll close your eyes, I think I hear some music. And I want you to close your eyes because we brought a little surprise for you here today. That sound is coming from the legendary Oak Town Passions. Just keep your eyes closed.
Happy birthday,
Keep them closed.
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you,
Open your eyes.
happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Well, anyway, these are my boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
adopted them already.
Yeah, already. I adopted all. How many is it? 5? Yeah, I adopted all of them. And watched the preacher dance. I started to get up there and dance with him.
So we want to thank you so much for coming today because this has been an inspiration for all of us. Because you know, we hold these.
Should have brought that little jukebox we had out there.
You got a feeling I should have known being alone would be better off beginning this way. Yeah, I know you gotta go. Start another day, start another day. Days you never show. Always have to pay, always have to pay. I know this game. I know this game.
Oh, you still be the same. Lady in red keeps me in bed with something I've never had before. No,
You got a feeling,
chilling and healing me down in my bones. I know you gotta go.
start another day, start another day.
Cause you never show.
Always have to pay, always have to pay.
I know this
I
game.
know this game.
I'll be much older then, but you still be the same. Oh.
Don't change, just be the same. Don't change, just be the same, girl. Don't change, just be the same. Don't change, just be the same.
You
girl.
got to
Don't
change, just be the same.
Don't change, just be the same. Don't change, just be the same.
Let it
Don't change, just be the
rain.
same. same. Don't change, just be the same. Don't change, just be the same, girl. Don't change, just be the same. 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 Lady in red. We can't hear the music at all.
Turned it down.
There's no music coming through
Give me
here.
that hand.
Yeah. No, we can't hear. We getting ahead. Right there.
Mama told me
To
be careful of the girl with the smile on her face and the
twinkle in her eyes.
twinkle in her eyes. She said, son, if you let her, she'll break your heart, blow your mind, tear it apart, make you cry. As time goes by, I forgot what my mama said. Now I'm in deep water, just about over my head, and I really don't know, I really don't know, up from down. I really don't know, I really don't know, up from down. All I know, I'm very, very happy. I'm so happy whenever she's around. I'm so happy whenever she's around. And Mama never met my baby. If she had, she'd be glad. She said, son, you better run and go get that woman.
And if you don't, you'll be so sad.
As time goes by, my head keeps spinning and spinning. I'm reeling and I'm rocking, and my heart keeps knocking, 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 knocking. Really don't know, I really don't know, up from down. I really don't know, I don't know, up from down. All I know, I'm very, very happy. I'm so happy whenever she's around. I'm so happy whenever she's around. And you know, sometimes she makes me feel like dancing. So good to me, I love my baby.
Up from down.
Don't know my left from my right from my left.
Up from down.
I really, really love my baby. She's been so good to me, I really don't know her.
Really don't know.
No, 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 no.
Up from down.
Listen,
Really
all
don't know.
all I know.
All I know
is I'm very, very happy. Whenever she's around.
Hello, I'm Social Security Commissioner Michael Astro.
And I'm Scott Gould, Deputy Secretary for Veterans Affairs.
Every 2 minutes, the U.S. government receives an identity theft complaint.
Recently, we've learned that more and more people are getting scammed out of their money when they give their personal information to criminals who contact them by phone, email, or text.
These criminals often say you've won the lottery, or they claim to be from a government agency needing certain information, like a Social Security number.
Treasury, Social Security, Veterans Affairs, and other government agencies will never contact you by phone, text, or email and ask you for this information. If you get contacted like this, it's a scam. Hang up, delete the email, call the authorities.
Don't let criminals take your money. Protect yourself. Never give your Social Security number or bank account information to anyone unless you initiated contact.
And watch your accounts to make sure that all the activity is yours.
Don't be a victim. Visit stopfraud.gov or call 877-ID-THEFT to learn more.